Hi, my name's Ali. I've been reading the tarot for 25 years and I absolutely love it. I've got a little shop in Herne Bay called the Guiding Angels Shop, and there we run teaching courses, and we're called a Psychic Academy because we do lots of workshops, classes, evening classes, daytime classes. Workshops start at sort of £30 for the day, and with that you get your lunch, certificate and paperwork, refreshments all day. You have a laugh because we don't do anything seriously, and you still learn. Okay, so I believe in laughter whilst learning. We have evening classes starting at £10, okay, where you do psychic development, step by step, week by week. You can find more out about this on our website, guidingangels.co.uk. And anyway, we're going to do little tuition courses, and I've already done 3, okay, and these we've done sort of the cups, and we've done the pentacles, and we've done the wands. Okay, so I'm now going to finish off with for the minor arcana, I'm going to finish off with the swords. Okay, so I'm hoping you enjoy it. I'm just going to go through very briefly what I've already said. Okay, linking with the tarot, just in case this is the first time that you've seen this. Okay, so tarot cards are a dangerous tool in the wrong hands. Okay, if you've got the right intentions and you've got the you're reading from the heart, then they're not bad at all. Okay, so it is all to do with your own kind of energy and what it is that you put out there. Okay, so if you're reading from the heart, there is no wrong, okay, in what you're doing. All right, so we're going to if you imagine a pack of tarot cards is 78 cards. Okay, these 78 cards are then cut down into 2 sections. Okay, you've got the minor arcana, which is 56 cards, and these are the minor events in your life, the little events. You've then got the major arcana, which is 22 cards, and these are the major events of your life. You've then got the 78 cards, which basically tell you a story about your life. Okay, so when you're having a reading and you're picking up on somebody, what you're picking up is a script of their heart, of their life and their heart and their emotions, their finances, their past, their present and their future. Okay, i.e. you are being psychic. Okay, a psychic sees all 3 together. Sometimes not so great either, to actually pick up all the time. I wish we could sort out our own love life though. Okay, psychics have to fall into it the same as everybody else. So anyway, we're going to do the swords today. Okay, so the swords are, there's 4 sections, okay, linking with the minor arcana. So you have cups, links with water, okay. Pentacles is to do with earth, finances, okay, money. And then you've got wands, which is to do with your ambitions, okay. Okay, this is ambitions and your fire, your desire to change things. Okay, and then you've got your swords, which is to do with your thoughts. Okay, so if you imagine that it's earth, fire, air and water, okay, as well, the elements. So with each section, you've got 10 cards, okay, ace, like a pack of playing cards, ace through to 10, okay, and that is story. You've then got 4 cards which represent the characters within that story, okay, so this is all to do with thoughts, good, the bad and the ugly thoughts. And then here, this is the personalities, okay. So we're going to start with the swords here. So here, this is an idea, an inspiration, something that you you think up in your head, and when you're trying to go to sleep and that thought comes into your head and you think, oh my goodness, that's a brilliant idea, or that's a brilliant solution to the problem I'm in, I've got to write it down. Good idea is to text yourself. I usually text myself, because you've got a light on that and you don't have to find pen and paper. Text yourself for it in the morning. So yeah, the idea. Okay, so this is the ping moment. All right, you can see this looks like a light bulb as well, so that's the light bulb moment. Okay, then you've got the 2, which is when you first got a brilliant idea, the worst thing that you can do is to go and it's like go and tell somebody about it. Okay, because what happens then is they either first of all tell you their own opinion about it, and that could be negative or it could be positive. It could be that they then take over your idea and run with it themselves, which that's happened to me, or they can sort of add bits into it and then the idea doesn't stay yours. Okay, so what you do with the 2 is it's trying to say to you, you need to think it through. Okay, think it through yourself, dissect it yourself. Okay, that's what the 2 is. But the 2 is also, maybe it's trying to give you a heads up and say, keep things to yourself, keep this to yourself, don't do anything about it yet. Do you see what I mean? It can also mean that you're not talking to somebody. Okay, so this is a lack of communication or lack of talking. Yeah, 2. 3, the most sarcastic card in the deck. I quite like a bit of sarcasm myself. I've got a rabbit bound around my living room still. Oh my god, it's trying to get up on the furniture now. Okay, sorry, so unprofessional. So this is the deal with it card. The most sarcastic card in the deck is saying, stop whining and deal with it. Go to the heart of the matter. Sometimes in the Rider-Waite cards and the other cards, it's quite gruesome actually. Swords notoriously are looking a bit gruesome, I must say. If you think about swords as double-edged, and swords can hurt you, words can hurt you. Okay, that's why it's the sword. Okay, because we can do quite a lot of damage. Does that make sense with the words that we say? Okay, so we have to be careful. Also with affirmations as well. That's another thing that I want to teach about affirmations. So what you need to do is to go to the heart of the matter and to deal with what the problem is. Okay, so stop talking about dealing with it and just do it. Get on with it. Okay, that's what this is. Sort it. And after you've sorted it, stand by what you've done. Stand by your actions. Don't back down. Stand by them. Okay, so this is, it's, to me, they're sort of like sitting there. They've had a lovely picnic and nice day. Okay, they're sitting there with their swords. They're ready to fight, but they'd rather not. But they're prepared anyway. Okay, so this is being prepared to back up the idea, or back up what it is you've dealt with, or back up what you need to do. Okay, that's the 4. In a lot of the other cards, I think it's the Rider-Waite again, and some of the other cards, you've got somebody who looks like they're in a coffin. Okay, if they are, it's like they are waiting for an eruption, or they're waiting for the next stage, or they're waiting to see what happens next. That's kind of linked with this too. Okay, so waiting. Then you've got the 5. The 5 is so say if somebody's poked you off, right? You've dealt with it. 3. 4 is you're not backing down, but you've had a good conversation about it. Maybe you've stood by your actions and you've told them what you think. The 5 is you set them boundaries so that it doesn't happen again. Say if you've had an argument or somebody's kind of overstepped the mark with you, and you then need to say, well, let's not do that again. So it could mean, let's not talk about that subject. Let's keep that subject closed so that you and I can agree to disagree, okay? So this is kind of the setting of the boundaries, okay? Yeah. The 6 is this is the thinking very clearly and catapulting yourself forward, okay, to the future. It's about seeing things very clearly into the future. You know, it can also mean, sometimes I see this as a summer holiday. Oh, I wish. So this is about summer holiday, looking into the sunshine, looking into the future. You know, it could mean plans for the summer. Okay, it can mean all sorts of things. But it basically could be going to Egypt. There's a little pyramid there. That'd be nice. Yeah, so this is about getting prepared, getting ready, and focusing on the future. Okay, see that? If it was my mum reading, I love you, mum, she would be singing to you right now. If she was reading your cards, I can see clearly now the rain has come. That's my mum. She's lovely. She's very theatrical when she reads, but I love her so much. I love you, mum. So if you ever get a chance to have a reading with Patricia Walsh, please do. It's well worth it. She's so fabulous. Anyway, that's my mummy. She reads that card well. Okay, so then you've got the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is wrapping up in cotton wool, making sure everybody's all right. It could be making sure that you're all right, wrapping yourself up in cotton wool, sort of the safety blanket card. Okay, it can mean just that you're tired, or you're tired of being treated a certain way, or you're tired emotionally. Okay, remember these attached to the other cards. Okay, on their own they don't mean anything. A thought doesn't mean anything unless it's thinking about a pentacle or a cup. Okay, so that's why they have to be with something else to make sense. Back's killing me. So the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is walking on eggshells around a certain situation or a certain. You can be not communicating. You can see this person is looking this way, this person's looking, there's a lot of stubbornness there. Nobody is turning around and saying, hey, let's talk. That's kind of just drifting, okay? And it will carry on drifting unless one person or both turns around and says, come on, it's worth it. Or it could mean that maybe it's time to drift apart. Maybe you've done all the talking you need to do and you've got nothing more to say. Whatever is going on there, that is walking on eggshells and lack of communication. You can see. Okay. Then you've got the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is lots of people. It looks very violent, doesn't it? Not as violent as that one, but there you go. Anyway, we're going to do these swords. So you've got all of these thoughts coming at you, everybody trying to tell you what they think, everybody trying to nag you, loads of information coming at you. Some are hurting you, some are just flying over your head, some are sorting issues out that may be frightening, but you're not listening. See, time and time again I get asked, but should I be listening? Okay, who knows? Should you? I don't know. It's not for me to say. Sometimes we have to work things out ourselves. Life is for all little lessons, and the person that nags you the most, or the person that has been the most horrid to you, is usually your master teacher in life. Nathan told me that, Nathan. So yeah, the master teacher. Okay, so that's your master teacher, the person who is able to teach you, you know, how not to behave. That is a good teacher in itself. Okay, so that is the nagging card. Okay, nagging. Then you got a card that looks very violent. Okay, very scary. It's not really. Okay, so you've got all these thoughts coming at you here. And this is when you just, you know, when you say something and you blurt it out, and then later on you think, oh dear, perhaps I said that a bit too blunt. It just came out my mouth and I couldn't help it. I just told them what I thought. That's this card. See, it's coming out the mouth. They're in a straitjacket, so it meant there's no control over it. But it's being said, So that is definitely outspoken words, okay, coming from when you've just had enough and you can take no more. I'm going to say it how it is, okay. So that's the swords. You then got the personality cards, okay. So personality cards here, to do with swords. Okay, so like I say all the time in these classes, you have 12 astrology signs, and you've got 4 sections in each pack, 4 personalities in each pack, in each section, which means there's 16. 4, 16. Okay, so there's 4 sections times 4, 16. So it means 1 is an extra. Okay, which leaves you the 3 signs. Okay, the 3 signs that you need. So this is always going to be your teenager, sorry teenagers, or somebody with a teenager attitude. Okay, so this is somebody who says things without thinking. They shouldn't, it's like they don't, you know when a teenager has the first opinions, the first kind of, they speak out, okay, the first time. It can be, you know, that they think they're right. That they have this perfection around them, that they're perfect and everybody else doesn't know what they're doing. That would be the Princess of Swords. Okay, so that's the teenager one. So then we've got the astrology signs. Okay, so I'm going to let you do it this time. So one of these, get it in alignment. Okay, so one of these is your Aquarian, one of these is your Gemini, and one of these is your Libran. Can you see any of those signs anywhere? Okay, so this here, look at on his cravat. Okay, now that is an Aquarius sign. So you've got the zigzaggy thing, 2 zigzags. So that is the Aquarius, okay? Somebody who's a bit eccentric in the way that they think about things. They think about things in a very different way. They're a bit quirky, okay? They're a little bit weird, okay, in their sense of humour, but it's funny weird. Do you see what I mean? They've got a brilliant sense of humour, brilliant personality, okay, but you know they are a little bit way out, okay, in their mindset sometimes, okay. So this, it also, if you're drawn to the book, it could mean that they have intelligent humour. So you know when somebody sort of makes you laugh, but you have to kind of be on the same page in order to understand it, okay. That would be the Aquarians, right? Okay, so you've now got the Gemini, so I'm going to have a see if I can get this up right. Okay, so can you see the Gemini symbol? Gemini there. Okay, so that is somebody who's got 2 sides to their character. Okay, so they might have a very they might look as if they're quite introvert, quiet, sort of not speaking out, okay. But when you get to know them, they're the most extrovert person, the most out there person that you could probably meet, okay. On the other hand, you might have somebody who's very extrovert, a bit like comedians. A lot of comedians have got this extrovert character, this very big character, but at home they're quite quiet, okay, and sometimes a bit depressive. Okay, sorry, but you tend to be. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this person has a double side to them. They've got a double edge, okay, so they can protect themselves. They're very clever at manipulation, okay, because they can think 3 steps ahead of most people, Geminis, all right. They they can see things from all different angles as well at the same time. All right, so Gemini is quite clever, okay. They can be cunning, okay. On the positive side, it's like you have 2 or 3 friends in one, okay, because they've got so many different personalities. It's great. There's never a dull moment with a Gemini. Okay, then you have Libran. See if you can see the Libran sign. Okay, so you've got Libran here. Okay, so Libra, they dissect things. They dissect things again, and they dissect things again. And sometimes when they finish dissecting, you got bored, okay, and you made the decision for them because they took too long. It could mean, do you want a tea or coffee? Well, I've got a long journey, so if I have a cup of tea now, I might not be able to stop anywhere. So it's all right, do you want a cup of tea or not? So it can be as simple as tea or coffee, or it can be kind of they just take forever to make their mind up about anything. But the Librans, when they do make up their mind, they've done all the calculations, they've tested it out, they have looked at all of the options, and they've gone through everything. So when they make a decision, you can be darn sure it's probably the right one. But they sometimes drive other people mad because they don't do it quickly. Okay, so the personalities, okay. Notoriously, the personalities are the hardest ones to learn because there are 16 that you've got to try and, there are 12 that you've got to try and get your head around. Well, 16. You've got to get your head around, obviously, the 12 astrology signs. So the only reason why I use the astrology signs with the tarot tuition is because you need something to focus on. Okay. Now I've only chosen the thought side of things linked with a Libram. Okay. I haven't linked Libram with emotions. Does that make sense? And then you've got your the fire side of this sign. Okay. Because if I told you what an Arian's like in love, it would confuse the hell out of the cups. Do you see what I mean? So that's what we do. Basically, that's what I've done, is I've just taken the main personality. And these are always the typical of. They are not how they always are. Does that make sense? This is only a very small snippet of that personality. Okay? Oh, Sean Connery. All right. So I hope that made sense, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you ever want to come and visit me in my shop, and we've got loads of wonderful readers there, come down. Readings start at £5, so you can't beat a £5. £5, 5 minutes. Come down. We also do telephone readings as well. If you wanted to pop over, or you wanted to give us a ring, come and see the website guidingangels.co.uk. And take care. Bye.